Welcome back to the Whiskey Party. Today we have something that was a little difficult to get our hands on. The Dead Rabbit Irish Whiskey. This was created at the Dublin Liberty Distillery. Named after the famous street gang, the Dead Rabbits, who caused a ruckus back in the late 1800s.
Oh, I miss those lads.
Nice fellows. They did run around the street with cleavers, chopping people and destroying the city. Other than that, I think they were pretty decent lads. Also, after the famous Dead Rabbit Saloon in New York City, which is a great place if you're ever there. Fantastic cocktails.
I have not tried this yet. This guy here obviously has done a little bit some damage on the way over
Had
here.
a sip or two.
A sip or two.
It's a 10-minute taxi ride. So.
Let's give it a go. It's a blended Irish whiskey.
Matured first in bourbon casks, and then it's finished in American oak. So it gives a different feel than your typical pot still Irish whiskey.
I think the grain will probably smooth it out a little bit. Sometimes the grain, if you overdo it, you lose flavor. In this case, I think they did the right balance. They hit the right mark. How much did this come in at? What was the pricing?
It's about $60 US roughly, which I got it over in China, so I don't know if that was a good deal or a bad deal.
Is this American money or?
Yeah, it was American money. Yeah. This was via WeChat.
This is really the kind of old school Irish whiskey, which we all love.
It's different though. There's a throwback, but at the same time,
it's this waxiness, this milkiness, this
very creamy dram.
It's like a very light chocolate,
like a Nestle's Crunch without the crunch. You know,
right. Yeah. Not too overpowering.
A little bit of the macadamia.
It's a nice dram. I'd still say for 50-60 US, I'd probably go more for something like a true pot still, like a Redbreast or something like that.
I think what holds it back a little bit, although it's at 44%, the mouthfeel is kind of light.
Yes.
Compared to a lot of the other whiskeys around that same price point, they kind of deliver a little bit more. The more that I try it, the more of an espresso coffee.
Right. You get the coffee thing.
Yeah.
The whole Dead Rabbit thing, it reminds me a little bit of a story my father told me way back then. One of their friends had a taxi, so they would drive around in a taxi, buddies. One of them would sit in the front. They'd all three go out drinking, but the guy sitting in the front would always drive, and obviously a police officer would pull him over. He would think, well, this guy right here is obviously sober, but one day they did hit a rabbit, they put it in the trunk of the car, and they drove off. They woke up their buddy at 5 in the morning to cook that rabbit for them. When they got to his house, the rabbit was still alive. He jumped around all over the house and everything, made a mess of the whole house. So you never know if the dead rabbit is really dead. For my side, it's a good dram. It's something I would revisit. I would give it because of the price, I'd give it a 3/4 thumbs up. I haven't seen it in Taiwan yet,
yeah,
right?
It's not
right.
here. I don't know how readily available it is anymore in the US, if it's still floating around. If you guys know, let us know in the comments. It might be worth it on a trip back to pick up another bottle. I give it a thumbs up, but at 60, it's a little grudgingly. I think there are probably better Irish whiskeys you can get in that price point.
Yep.
But if you have tried a lot of the old familiar ones, the Redbreasts and the Tullamore Dew and the Bushmills, then this would definitely be worth a look.